Hiya and welcome to my new video, which is basically explaining all about the importance of feeling, and that's feeling emotions, and how sometimes when we don't allow ourselves to feel emotion, we can cause or maybe exacerbate, aggravate injury, tension and disease in the body. So I've actually had a lot of people say to me, well, feeling is natural. Feeling's a totally natural process. Of course I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel happy. So why on earth do I need to kind of be aware of this? And my answer is that even though we think that feeling's a natural process, and yes, we have emotions and things come up, it's actually really interesting how many of us don't allow ourselves to sit with the emotion, to actually experience the emotion. So for every event that happens externally to us, the body responds with something internal, and that's an emotion. So we have an emotional response to something that happens outside of the body. And I've noticed actually that over the past years, and in fact for a really, really long part of my life, when things would happen, when events would happen, and negative emotions that I didn't particularly like, would come up for me, instead of feeling them, I would immediately notice them and switch off, almost like kind of turn the tap off, so that I didn't have to feel them. So I'd let my mind tell me, no, that's a really negative emotion. And at the time, this seemed to serve me quite well, because what I was able to do was kind of close off to what had happened, put it to one side and just carry on with my life, almost as if nothing had happened. And to me, it felt like resilience. And people would see it in me and they'd say, my gosh, you're so brave, you're so strong, you're so determined just to carry on. And I'd take that on and it would sort of feed my ego in a way, and I'd feel really, really resilient. I understand now that actually I was confusing resilience with just not feeling at all, not allowing those emotions to happen. And I've learned over the past couple of years that when we don't feel emotions, when we don't allow things to sit with us, they become trapped inside the body. And this is because emotions happen inside the body. Emotion stands for energy in motion, and it needs to move. So feelings need to actually happen. They need to move through the body in order to be processed. And if we don't do this, if we don't allow emotions to move, if we don't give presence to them, they cause unease inside the body. And unease can eventually become injury, it can become tension, and it can also become dis-ease. So unease becomes dis-ease. And thankfully, the way to move an emotion is quite simple. It's literally to move your body. To move your body so that the energy that is moving through your body has space to go somewhere. And for many of us, we'll have like a movement practice. We might have some form of exercise that we do regularly. Might be running, cycling, swimming, who knows. For me, it's yoga. I absolutely love yoga, and that's my way of releasing tension, of being aware of what's moving through me and letting it go. But as well as feeling the sensations in your body in the movement practice itself, whatever that might be, it's also really good practice to get used to giving space to emotion just in everyday life. And this is really important when things happen that we can't control. So like I referred to earlier, sometimes these events, external events that bring up negative emotions inside the body, it's really useful to sit with these emotions for a little bit of time. So to allow the feeling to happen and to allow the body to process it and get used to it. And then when we go to move in our movement practice, and also in everyday life, we're moving all the time and we're processing things, we can let that emotion go somewhere. And then it isn't getting trapped. It isn't staying there, because as I explained earlier, emotion happens inside the body. So often we find ourselves thinking that we're feeling an emotion. So, oh, I feel sad. And actually feeling sad doesn't happen up here. It happens in the body. What might have caused the sadness can happen up here, but actually feeling happens inside the body. It is by no means an overnight process, and like anything, it can take a little bit of time to get used to this, to adopt it regularly. For me, I found I have to have a huge amount of patience with myself, compassion, and just take the pressure off feeling. So, as I said before, I'm one of these people who, when things happen, I tend to get very analytical about my feelings, and any feeling I don't like, whether it's anger or frustration or sadness, I'm really good at just like turning the tap, switching it off. And so I'm practicing now, getting used to feeling that emotion, giving space to it, sharing it with someone, and also letting it move in my yoga practice. And it has really, really helped me to release so much tension, and also to see certain changes happening on my body level and my health getting better as a result. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Please feel free to drop a comment below. You'll find all my details in the section below the video. And as always, if you're not already subscribing, please do hit subscribe. So thank you again. Ciao for now, and lots of love. See you soon.